Well, this is Jenny trying for the second time here to do a recorded video for you while we're on vacation. So let's see if I can't get this going again. Not real sure. What happened? Maybe the Wi-Fi dropped. Anyway, we're on vacation, but I wanted to share a card with you while, I could do it while I'm still at home. And you missed the first part since it shut down on me. We die cut some gold. And I die cut the center out so I can use it on a separate card. Now the stamp set that I'm using is Mistletoe Magic. And it has these nice simple images, this pretty bow, some pretty sentiments, and all these dies. I'll show you how they work later. So lots of choices that you can do with this card, with that stamp set. So I went ahead, we just did this gold, and we'll go ahead and adhere that. So I think if you have not picked your cards for the season, this might be one you consider. Now, my next layer is soft sea foam, and see, it's going to cover up that center part there. And nobody will know that we saved this gold for another card. I'll put that out of the way. It's so shiny on the camera. All right, now let's work on some more. The next layer is die cut also with the deckled frames. But then I ran it through the embossing folder of the brick and mortar because I wanted it to have a little texture. So, you could just leave it solid, but I liked having the texture there. Now, I also want it to have a little, little splatters on it. And so I'm going to use my blends. I'm going to show you how to do that using your blends. And you have to be kind of careful because you don't want to damage the tip of your blending. But if you take your cap or lid and then flick it, you will get some very nice splatters. Now you want to be gentle so that you don't damage your tip. Now can you see those pretty splatters there? You could also splatter some Wink of Stella on there too if you wanted to. Now we're going to add this to our card base. It just gives a little more character. Now remember we've got that really pretty image of the mistletoe, and so we need to color it, stamp it, and color it. And this is going to take a few minutes, not much. We'll talk about how I chose these colors. This is a kind of a big image, and that block can get heavy. I'm gonna do it this way so I can get it nice and inky. And then we'll stamp it on here. This is just basic white. I could have done it on the shimmer, but I didn't. Didn't think about that. I guess people have been really using the shimmer paper. It was out of stock for a couple of days, but it's back now. Now we want our card, our mistletoe to be really pretty. So I got a lot of blends here, lots of greens. We're going to start with soft succulent. And we're just going to put a little on the tips. Oh, I've ordered a new one of these. The fine tip end is a little dry. We're just going to put a little bit there. Not much. And it actually looks like I'm making a mess. But I'm not. We just want to be able to drag that darker color once we start using other blends. So that was the dark soft succulent, and now let's go with the light. And we're going to drag some of that color. But you see how it still keeps it dark at the tip. But lighter as you go up. Having the fine tip helps. This is a small little area. Now remember, it doesn't hurt to leave a little at the edge because it's going to bleed some. And if you're patient, it'll fill in any of those white spaces. Especially when we start using even more color. I'm not real sure if mistletoe looks like this color-wise, but I like the way the card came out, so that will make it works for me. And we're almost done with this. Now, hopefully, you haven't all decided what all your Christmas cards are going to be like. So this might be a solution for you. All right, now we're going to put just a touch of, I think, light old olive. Let me double check and see if that's the color I want. Yeah, just a touch. We're just going to, kind of put it, because of course we're going to do some more blending. We want to add that color there. earlier I was doing a different card, and it uses the peacock and Granny Apple Green, so I wasn't really sure. I got all these greens out here. Now we're going to take soft sea foam and drag that color. I'm going to start with light and see if that's enough. Well, isn't that pretty the way it drags all three of these colors together? Can you see how pretty that comes out? I like it. Plants are all different shades. Never coloring book colors. I loved coloring books when I was little, especially when I was sick. Then we'd get out the coloring books and do some coloring. Now I think we're just about through. We need to do our stem. I'll use the darker sea foam, I think. Look how pretty that looks. Oh my goodness. It's just all those pretty greens mixed up together. So let's see if the darker is enough for the stems. I think so. Now our berries, I do think that mistletoe berries are white, but we're going to make ours blue because we can. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. And we're just going to take this light night of navy. We're going to do the same kind of thing with the dots that we used. And we're just going to put a couple little dots on each berry. There's some little black dots there to help us know where to do that. And then we're going to take a light blue and blend those out. And we want to drag that navy around. It almost makes these look like blueberries, doesn't it? Okay. Now our berries are just about done. You know they need some Wink of Stella on them. So we'll do that. And that'll help drag some of the color again. Even out any places that need it. And now we'll die cut this. So we'll put that on here. Put some of the repositionable tape so it won't slide. And we'll run this through the cut and emboss machine. And this cuts so nicely. Here's our mistletoe. And we're about ready to put it on our card now. So really, other than the coloring, this isn't too time consuming. So we're going to put that on our card base. And with the dimensionals, we'll have to do a combination of big ones and maybe a few small ones. There we go. And this doesn't really, yeah, I think I'll put an edge piece there. Just cut a little piece off of the edge of your dimensionals. Gives you a nice skinny piece of foam. Oh, we need a sentiment on this card, don't we? We'll do that. And let's see, we'll put that right about there. I showed you all these dies. There's a detailed bow there and some berries. I don't know, this is like a little fern kind of image. And I have already cut those with some scraps of the gold. So we're going to put those on here and decorate our card. Just a touch of glue will take care of that, and we'll slide that under there. And this one's a little larger, so it can go on this side. This is like all that glitter stuff you can buy at the store when you're doing Christmas arrangements, and they have that gold filler. I guess that's what this is. Oops, there's a piece of the bow that didn't come out. And now we're going to put some glue here. Just a little touch around the edges and on the tails. And put it on here. Now I'm going to sit this on top while that's it drying for a minute. And then I'm going to, while that's doing that, I'm going to get my bling. If I can find it. Here we go. The Elegant Faceted Gems. We're still going to let that sit for just a minute. Hold down that bow. And while we're doing that, we can go ahead and stamp our sentiment. It's just going to say Merry Christmas. And I'm going to stamp it on some of the soft sea foam, a scrap of that. I think that's down there good. So we'll stamp this on with black. And we're going to fussy cut it. I wish this one was one of the ones that, like the Charming Sentiments, that had the dies for it. But it's not. But it's a pretty easy one to fussy cut. Because all you got to do is just a couple little wavy lines and do a curve around the Y and the C. Get a little curve on them. I'll go ahead and get rid of all that, make it a little easier. And we'll just see how that looks. This is a nice scripty sentiment. A pretty font. I think I could fix that a little bit. There we go. Get this out of the way. Now we'll need to trim some edges also to go under here. Might can get one mini there and one mini here, and then some edge pieces. See if that works for us. Okay, now we'll put this on our card front. We're just about done here. Need to add our bling and the inside. I think we'll be happy with our card. All right, so Elegant Faceted Gems. I think I can pull this. Well, I can't get that off, but that's okay. I wanted to use one or two small ones and then one of the larger ones. So they'll mix and match sizes. We can slip that back in its pouch. This helps keep your dimension bling safe so they don't pop off. It's a nice little touch. All right, let's see for the inside. I have a piece of basic white. And then I pulled out the sentiment from this set that says, "May your heart be filled with the joy of the season." That's got red ink on it. So we'll get rid of that. I'm doing this because lately I've just had a problem getting things straight. So this way, if it's crooked, I can get another piece of paper. I think that looks pretty good. And we'll put one of our small pieces of mistletoe and put that on the inside of our card. So I thank you for hanging with me here. I'm sorry the beginning was so goofy. It's like Facebook shut down on me. We'll see if it's a little better when I watch the replay. So there's this card. Of course, I made a couple more of these, and on the inside I did color the mistletoe. And then this die, that's more of the solid mistletoe, I decided to try that, and I did it with the gold foil, and then I layered some mistletoe on top, and I used the red glimmer paper for the berries, and then the festive pearls. This is the satin edged ribbon, and I cut it in half. It gives you a much frillier, more feminine look. So I think you would enjoy this set and get a lot of use out of it for a couple years. Because every time you make the card, you can change the colors, you can use different papers, whatever makes you happy. So thanks for joining me while we're on vacation. I'll be posting some vacation photos and you can keep up with us. But you can also enjoy some of my recorded videos. Talk to you later. Bye.